drinking time. Let's see what you got. And here we got.
It's fun time in Wildwood.
Uh, yeah, it was Labor Day weekend. So
Yes, it was holiday weekend.
Good job. I'm glad you know what day it was.
I'm glad you remember what day it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is anymore, because
Dude,
That's a good point.
every
It doesn't
day
feel-
feels
yeah.
like a Monday.
It doesn't feel like football starts on Sunday. It doesn't feel like we're in September. It doesn't feel like, or Thursday, I guess football starts, or NFL.
Exactly. So went to Wildwood, and that was my first time in Wildwood, actually.
Really?
Yeah, first time.
Oh, really?
I always went to like Ocean City or Avalon.
Okay, that's fair.
Same. Or Atlantic City.
Further down, you had to go past all that to get there.
Yeah.
So whenever we stayed, we're like, what's the point of driving an extra hour and a half and hitting our lives a little more in the car? There's no point.
There isn't, no. I agree.
So anyway, so we went down with a group of college friends, and we just kind of just drank the entire weekend.
Drank the weekend away?
Kind of
impressive.
hurt, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun in the moment, and then like it wasn't fun, and not like when you weren't in the moment. It wasn't fun. It kind of hurt more than normal. But
does this mean that you're getting older? You just can't handle your alcohol anymore?
Definitely getting older. I can feel it. So the recovery length is now like doubled.
Yeah.
I can no longer. I can't really bounce back anymore.
No,
Right.
it's more so like he's like instead of like just like he'll be good the next day. It's more almost like a week to week process for him.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, when you black out twice in one day,
to bounce back and the next morning be like, let's go. Now it's kind of more like.
You wake up, you get hit by a truck, and you're back down and fall asleep. Or a tank.
You gotta give me like 20, 30 minutes to like get up, and then like reevaluate my life, and then I'll do it.
Honestly, I wasn't sure if you were going to be you were getting on the podcast.
I am impressed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
But
from the fishbowl or all the alcohol?
Yeah, we drank
all of it in general.
But we went to the beach a lot. Blacked out on the beach on Saturday afternoon. I took a nap, and then when we got back, and then I blacked out again.
Yeah.
So
I can 4 different places.
officially say I've blacked out twice in one day. And
I've never done that,
and I'm not proud of that because that hurt.
I don't think I've done that. No,
I've never done it.
You have now.
Now I have, and then that morning, on that night, it was like. I don't know. I fell asleep on the floor too. I told these boys I fell asleep in the hallway of our Airbnb. And then on Sunday morning, I woke up and I was on the kitchen floor. So that's how my weekend went. Really, that's
pretty much. Yeah,
it's not really a long story. It's more of like. That's really just what happened. I blacked out. Oh, we did have fish. I did have a fishbowl for the first time ever.
Yeah, as you say, you can't ignore the fishbowl.
I had a fishbowl for the first time in my life, and I'm going to say it was a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Based off, there was so much sugar in it.
Yeah, that's my problem with them.
Oh.
But like the funniest part of that whole interaction with the fishbowl was when the waitress came up to us. And what do you guys want? And everyone kind of ordered. And my buddy and I looked at each other like, we want fish bowls. And you guys share? We're like, no, we want our own. And she says, how big is that? And she says, 64 ounces. We look at each other. He looks at everyone else. And he says, is that your smallest size? And she says, yeah. He's like, that's a gallon. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay. Looks at me. I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna let him go down by himself.
Yeah.
I was like,
what a friend. What a friend.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna let him suffer, so I'm gonna suffer with him. And I got the same thing.
Oh God.
And we ordered food too. We ordered dinner. So there's like a guy's table just because we had so many people. There were like 10 of us, and they couldn't fit us all at one table.
Makes sense, yeah.
So the girls took their table, we took our table. But we kind of also intertwined. Like I would go there every now and then.
Well, yeah.
Right.
But we got our fish bowls for our dinner, which was a horrible decision. I don't know why.
Absolutely.
But as soon as our fish bowl came out, I started drinking it. And by the time my dinner came out, which was like a small, like just like macaroni and cheese, like mac and cheese, whatever, buffalo, barbecue, whatever I got,
Ooh.
That came out. I was like a quarter way down the fishbowl.
Yikes.
I was feeling it.
Were you?
I think you're more than feeling it by then.
And then I didn't touch the dinner. I didn't eat dinner that night.
That's just bad, man.
You could have easily pulled a me there.
I stopped drinking the fishbowl after 3/4 of it was gone.
That was gonna be my next question, if you finished it or not.
That's what I've been wondering this whole time.
I got 3/4 of the way through it, and I would have finished it, but the Sprite or whatever that.
Too much sugar, yeah.
That's a lot of
with it.
Mm-hmm.
My saliva was just so concentrated from the sugar. It was hard to swallow, and it was awful. I couldn't do it, and so I gave it to my friend. I gave it to my other friends. I'm like, yeah, dude.
I get it.
So not my friend who got the other fishbowl. He finished it because that stuff doesn't bother him.
Wow. Okay.
Which is
impressive.
Good for you, because that was a lot of sugar in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you need it because of how much alcohol is in it. Because out of 64
that's
ounces,
a lot.
I'm pretty sure 25 ounces of it is alcohol.
Oh, it definitely is.
It has to be at least.
The rest of it's just basically probably pure mixing sugar.
Yeah.
It's Sprite. So definitely coconut rum was in it. Definitely that.
Nice.
I'm not a big fan of coconut rum either, but I did it.
I need it for the right occasion.
What about Malibu?
That's what coconut rum is.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I hate that.
I thought you didn't mind Malibu.
No, the last time I had that was when we did New Year's at Tommy's that one night when I had to go home from Florida.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that night. That night when I had to wake up 6 a.m. and we went to bed at 4.
That night, that was fun.
And I basically died on the entire 17-hour ride back down to Florida. That's the last time I had it, Jeff. I haven't touched it since.
Wow. I've definitely had Malibu a few times since then.
I don't like it.
Good amount.
I hate it.
Yeah. I can only do it if I'm at a resort or.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
A pina colada or something, I can do that. But
yeah.
This was just there's just so much sugar, so I couldn't do it. So I gave it the last quarter, maybe less than quarter away to my two buddies. I was hammered though. It didn't matter.
Yeah. So here's my question, because you said you were going back and forth between each table. Was it just you basically as simple as there's just two tables basically next to each other kind of thing, or just you're 10 feet down that way kind of thing?
They were within earshot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I was gonna say
everywhere. It's just that the girls wanted a
high top probably.
No, so we had actual chairs at a table.
Oh, okay.
They had a bench though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they took the bench and we just took the chairs. We're all right. And so we just kept on bouncing back and forth to them. But they were within earshot of us, so it's cool.
Yeah.
That's good. I was gonna say if you were getting up and everything, how hard of a challenge was that? But I guess you weren't really much.
It wasn't bad until I had to go home. I could tell I was hammered.
That's good.
And then I sat down. It
really hit you,
yeah. I sat down at the girls' table at one point. I remember this, and they're like, "You want the rest of ours?" I'm like, "The rest of what?" They're like, "Our fishbowl." I'm like, no,
definitely not. Definitely.
It's where's your water?
Did they end up sharing one? I'm assuming.
Yeah, the two girls shared one.
That's smart.
Yeah, and a couple other girls got their own stuff.
There you go.
I mean, they weren't finishing a full one. Yeah.
No.
I barely finished. I didn't finish a full one, but.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I wouldn't recommend it if you don't love.
No. Definitely not a 64 ounce.
I mean, more mixed drinks. I don't really have mixed drinks anymore. I go to bars and have
a beer or something.
I have beer basically the entire night, or I'll have what is it? It's a whiskey ginger.
Oh, those are good.
I have 2 or 3 whiskey gingers, and then I'll have beer the rest of the night.
Okay.
Plus, they're cheaper.
Yeah.
You can get a $2 Bud Light instead of a $6 mixed drink.
Right.
So
yeah,
I mean, but it doesn't really come down to the price. It more is I don't love the sugar anymore, as you guys know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So that's why the fishbowl probably wasn't my smartest move.
No.
I should have just gotten beer, and I would down beer the entire night. I've been fine.
Mm-hmm.
But my buddy did it, so I had to do it. So that's the only reason I give it a 7 out of 10.
Look, my buddy did it, so I had to do it.
Yeah.
What a friend.
You can't let him stand there by himself. Got to go out there.
Well, we did. I remember when we were both halfway through it, we looked at each other, and we were supposed to just have like dead eyes for these guys.
Nice.
But that's the reason I give it 7 out of 10. Like I said, like it's just a sugar.
Too much sugar.
If you like
That's
mixed
fair.
drinks, you'll love it. Like you would love it.
Yeah, if you're like a sugary kind of sweet drink kind of person, you'd probably like it.
I don't personally know
They'd probably like it.
I don't think I know of a female in our friend group who could do a 64.
No,
Not many.
not many.
I mean,
If not, none at all.
I know a couple other girls who could outside of our friend group, like college-wise. I could name a couple of girls to do it.
Right.
But in our personal friend group, I don't see
Probably not.
I see a lot of them splitting it and then getting a third person to help.
Yeah. That would be 100%.
That's probably how it would be.
But it was still good. It tasted good for the first like quarter of it.
After that, no, I'm good.
After that, it was just work. Like after like finishing like the last like 2 quarters of it, like the last it was just
It's just too much at that point.
It was just my stomach was just so filled with like fluid. I should have eaten something.
You should have.
But I was more focused on trying to finish it, and I couldn't. So the only reason I'd go back to drinking a fishbowl was to prove I could finish it.
Yeah, Brian.
I would
I'll help.
That prideful. Huh?
I'll help.
No, you can't help me. I got to finish mine. It's a
I'll get her own.
Yeah, right. Whitmer. All right. The 3 of us, we need to go back to that place, and we each need to get a fishbowl fry.
No.
He has war stories of this place.
It's rough.
He's like scarred for life. Dude,
maybe if I didn't
But
do
one
it
time.
No.
No.
Maybe if I didn't do it on the 3rd day of drinking after blacking out 3 times in 2 days.
Well, that certainly doesn't help.
No.
I think I could do it if it was the first night, I think I could do it.
But then you wouldn't want to drink anything else the rest of the time.
That's true.
No,
I guess you could just do beer for the rest of it, but that's kind of.
That's what I did. Like that's what we did.
Right.
I mainly just drank beer the entire weekend.
Right.
But I think I could do it if it was the first night or the second night, but not the 3rd night. The 3rd night was a nail in a coffin the entire day.
Right.
It was just work just to keep drinking. But
did you get heartburn off it or no?
No, nothing hurt. It was literally just my saliva, which is so concentrated sugar.
That's always my problem with those drinks is after a while, just the heartburn. That's why I can't get through too much of it.
I don't get heartburn. It's more like when when you run or do like a lot of work, your mouth kind of just like
yeah.
Plus all that saliva and you just have to spit it out every 5 seconds.
Yep.
That's what it was. So much. Where when you smoke a cigar, when you do that, you want to spit.
Right.
That's what it was. I wanted to spit every 5 seconds because it was just. But
that's
and then eventually I was like, I don't like sugar. I hate sugar now. I was like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Alcohol wasn't awful.
It was just all the sugar.
Yeah.
I mean, alcohol is still bad regardless.
I mean, that's still pretty high for being a 7 out of 10 for you, for it being what it was.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying it was good for like a little bit, and then after that,
Hit all downhill from there.
It was just a